Okay, started. Today I have more information about the course that I will share with you. أشارك معكم يعني معلومات عامة عن الكورس. Before that we start, I hope also we had internet connection. I wanted to show you something, but it depends on if it is possible, then we are going to do. Okay, connected. طيب. Again, the name of the course is Introduction to Computer Systems. What do we call this document? Do you know what is this document called in universities? The document هذا المستند أو الورقة is called the syllabus. خلاص? It's called the syllabus. Syllabus can be considered يمكن اعتباره as a contract between me and you. عقد. This is a course. I offer you the course and you buy from me the course. And this is the عقد الاتفاق. Okay? So it has all the information about this course. They call it syllabus. So the syllabus of this course starts as follows. The name of the course is Introduction to Computer Systems, and the code is CE100, and this is what we're going to do during this spring semester, فصل الربيع 2019. First, some information about the course. The description of this course, or the content in brief of this course, is as follows. The course will cover the basic topics in computer systems. We expect that this is your first نتوقع, this is your first course in computer systems, so you have no previous information. So first we will start by overviewing the main components of a computer. This is a computer, but what are the parts of the computer? We have a monitor, or a monitor if you have a laptop, the small part here. And sometimes also you have the keyboard to type on it. So we are going to start from very basics that maybe already most of you know, because now you are born in this era, عصر التكنولوجي, where you already know those things, different from maybe 20 or 25 years ago. When we went to college, it was the first time to see a computer. But now you see computers, smartphones, and all those types of devices, so it will be easier to start and introduce computers. So we'll talk about the components. So this is not programming. This is the parts of the computer, so we can understand how to deal with computers. Then we are going to try to understand how the computer internally, داخليا, represents the numbers and the letters. How does the computer understand? For example, we have letter C, we have letter D, D, E, S, C. How does the computer store this text? It is stored as a number. And how is this number stored in the computer? So we will learn the binary representation. Binary representation is how the computer represents all the information. Why do we need to understand this before we start the programming? Because now, for example, let me give an example from my country. I don't know about your country. If you want to ride, يركب a donkey, يركب على حمار. How do you do? If you ride, the donkey is not going to walk. Same here, I don't know. Did you try to ride a camel? Very difficult. The donkey is easy. But how can you talk to a donkey? They don't speak the same language like us. But donkeys have brains. So if you make, he will understand and walk. But computers are even more stupid than a donkey. Yes, because a computer is not a living thing. Computer is a jamad, not living. So how can you talk to a non-living thing? Animals can understand us, but computers cannot understand. So there must be a way to communicate between humans and computers. So this is why we must first understand the brain of the computer. How does the computer represent كيفية تمثيل the information inside the computer? But after this, then we must learn the language of talking between us and the computer. Now we understand that computers are very stupid. How can we talk to computers? Then there must be a language, and we call this programming language. Programming, because computers can be programmed to do the tasks we ask them to do. يمكن برمجة أجهزة الحاسب so that they obey us. This is why when you want to tell someone, are you stupid? Are you a computer? No, not you. If you want to tell someone that he's so, why? If you want to talk about some people that they are very stupid, they are computers. Why? Because they can be programmed. You give them the information and they obey. Humans have brains. They can program the tools. They can program other living things, like they can ride an animal. They can tell them. But smart humans are not programmable. They can program other things, but they are not programmable. So we are going to start elementary concepts. المبادئ الأساسية. Very simple course. I expect everyone in this course to get an A. Yes? Everyone, A. This is very simple and elementary course. We still have 2 programming courses after this. So this is the first course where everyone will get an A, inshallah. So we are going to introduce the elementary concepts of programming, the basic language. Like now we are talking together in English. Initially when we were born, we learned Arabic from our parents, from mom and from dad. So this is the language to communicate between humans, but we have programming language to communicate with computers. So we're going to study variables. What are the variables? What are the types? Because as I said, computer is so stupid that you have to give all the details. For example, if I'm sitting here and you tell me to open the door, then I understand that I should first stand up, then turn towards the door, then walk until I reach the door, then hold the handle, then push the door. This is what it means to open the door. But if you tell a computer to open the door, you cannot understand what is this. You must tell him all the steps. First stand up, then move, then go. So this is why some people think that programming is very difficult, because you have to speak a very simple language. Programming languages are very simple so that the computer can understand them. So we are going to study the components of the language, مكونات اللغة, variables, types, decision structure. Sometimes as a human, عاقل, you have a brain, you can make a decision. For example, now it is too late. Should I go to class, or it is too late, now I can stay home. It's too late, I cannot come to class. So you make a decision, قرار. But the computer cannot make a decision. You should make the decision for the computer. So we are going to learn how computers can make decisions using the programming language. Repetition. Repetition structures. Repetition, what is the meaning of repetition? أيوة تكرار. Computers are very good at repetition. They can do the same task, نفس الوظيفة, millions of times. But humans are not good at repetition. If you make it one time, the second time, third time, you are bored, الملل. But computers are never bored of doing things. So we are going to tell computers how to repeat the same decision many times. And if we have time, we are going also to start with arrays, very simple thing regarding arrays. So those are the main topics. What are the components of the computer? How do they represent the data? And then what is the programming language basic concepts? Not everything, just variable types, decision structures, and repetition structures. Okay. Prerequisite. Do I need to know anything before this course? So prerequisite is a requirement before this course. Co-requisite is a course that you must take at the same time of this course. Nothing. This course is independent by itself. It's a very simple course. And it is required of all the students in this college, as I said last lecture. The course is 3 credits. Yeah, unfortunately, it's a very simple course, so we make it only 3 credits. But at least if you get an A in this course, then it will be good for you, even if it is only 3 credits. Most other courses will be 4 credits. So we'll have only 2 hours of lecture, so we don't have lecture on Thursday. So this is our last lecture for today, for this week, I mean. And 1 hour of tutorial and 2 hours of lab. Of course, this week, no labs, okay? I already introduced myself last week. My name is Hazm Al-Alfi. And I will mention where we are located. If you are new to this college, then all the computer science stuff are located in the D block, 2nd floor. So this is the same floor. If you go outside, I think a little bit to the left of the hallway. We are all located in the same block, the professors and the teaching assistants. Why do I give the room numbers? Because I please ask you again, don't keep sending emails or messages that for normal things. The message or email only for emergency. You are sick or la qaddar Allah, you have an accident on the day of the final exam. Then this is an emergency. But other than that, please come to our offices. We have those time slots we call the office hours. I will be available on Sunday from 1 to 2 p.m. just after your lecture. We have 3 TAs, as I told you last lecture. We have Tarek Muhidat, Wael Khairi, and Yasser Khalil. Tarek is available from 12 to 1 p.m. on Tuesdays, Wael on Thursday 10 to 12, and Wael from 10 to 12, and Yasser on Thursday from 1:30 to 3:30. So as you can see, we try to cover as many times as possible. And I will upload this document on Moodle. I'm very sorry again, Moodle is not working. Maybe on Thursday or next week, Moodle will be working, okay? The textbook. Now this textbook, I hope this policy continues. We're starting something new this semester. We'll have 1 textbook for the 3 courses. For CE100, CE101, CS101 and CS112. So the 3 courses will use the same textbook. So you don't have to buy many textbooks, and it will be useful to keep for you. This is the textbook that I will be following. But if you want to learn more information, then I suggest this optional textbook. Herbert Schill's book are very simple, and he has been writing maybe for 30 years now books. And actually this is the book I studied C++ from 20 years ago. So if you would like to get other books, and sometimes you can find it online also, and then you can use this book. If we need other materials, sometimes I will be handing out materials, printed materials, like for example during the tutorials or during the labs. Everything will be on Moodle. You can print and get if you need additional material to study from. Again, if you are looking just for the exam, then the exam is the lectures will be enough. As I said, the class webpage is on Moodle. You already know the Moodle website, and you just sign in with your KCST ID and password. And this is the only official source of information. It means that if your friend tells you an information about this class, it is not official. But if it is written on Moodle, then it is official. الطريقة الرسمية الوحيدة للتواصل will be the Moodle. Okay? As I said, to make it easier for you, this is optional. I set up this YouTube channel. It is unofficial. I just record the lectures. So sometimes the student during the lecture is sleeping, or maybe sarhan, what is sarhan in English? Or like not focusing during the lecture. So if you would like to see the lecture again, this is only for you to help on the YouTube channel, but the official material will be only on the Moodle. Okay? Moodle has one option, which is the messaging system. So instead of sending to my private emails, please do not send normal requests on the email. Because it makes my email full. If I have 90 students and I get an email from everyone, I cannot read those emails. So please, it is almost impossible to answer emails. It is very difficult even to read emails if we get from everyone. So please, use the emails only for emergency, حالات الطارئة. And in that case, use the Moodle messages. Moodle messages go to another folder in my case, so I will read them later on. Only if it is urgent, okay? I think we talked about the grading policy last time. Now it is official, okay? The tutorial, as I said, is 5%. We will have maybe 6 or 7 tutorials. During each tutorial, you have to submit an assignment. So there will be assignments, and you have to submit the exercise you solve at home, and you bring next week. So I will count only 5. If you submitted 5, then you'll get all the 5 marks. Okay? So this is very easy, Mark, because people come at the end of the year after the final exam, and they are missing 1 grade, and they tell me, can't you add me just 1 mark, please, please, doctor, 1 mark. And they send me messages, and they come to the office. Why didn't you submit assignment? This is very easy. Everybody can get those 5%. Similarly, for the lab, as I said, during the lab, we have maybe, I think, 7 or 8 labs, each lab for 2 points. Then very easy to get the 10% for the lab submission. Lab submission is not take home. You do it during the lab, and we are going to see your progress. If you just come to the lab and sleep during the lab, you can get 5%, even just for coming. If you work during the lab, we are going to see your code. Show me your code. What did you do here? Okay, very good. Then you get another point for the lab, and you get the whole 10%. So the lab submission is for working and attending the lab. If you don't come at all in the lab, then you lose those 10%. Similarly here for the quizzes. Initially I said 3 to 4 quizzes, but when I look at the calendar, maybe we will only have time to do 3 quizzes, not 4. Because at the end we have about 2 weeks of Ramadan. So for the quizzes, I will omit the lowest grade. What does that mean? I will not count the lowest grade. If we do 3 quizzes, I will count the only average of 2 best. But please try to attend all the 3 quizzes, even if you did well in the first 2 quizzes. For example, someone gets 20 out of 20 in quiz 1, and 20 out of 20 in quiz 2. So he says, okay, I don't have to attend quiz 3 because already the doctor is going to compute the average. But if you don't attend the last quiz, then you are not prepared for the final exam. So try to attend all the quizzes, even if you do well in the first 2 quizzes, because this will help you study for your final exam. Midterm 25% and final 50%. As I said, 50% will probably have 10% for lab final exam and 40% for written final exam. Type. This semester we have about 13 weeks. So this is the first week. I call it week 0. Week 0 because we are not taking new classes. So this is just the introduction, the syllabus, and getting to know each other. Then we will have 3 more weeks, 3 lectures. During the 4th week, we'll have a quiz. The quiz will take the full lecture. So one of the lecture of this week, the 4th week, that starts March 3rd, the lecture will be cancelled. Instead, we will have only quiz. Then 2 more lectures, and then the second quiz just before the midterm. So you are ready for the midterm. You already studied. Study for quiz 1, study for quiz 2, ready for midterm exam. Yes.
When the quiz starts?
بعد المidterm. Midterm exam, this is already decided by the university. Maybe there is a change, I don't know, but this is the current week for the midterm exam, okay? I will upload this on Moodle when it is ready, so check it again. I will put more details. Then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 more weeks. 4 more weeks. After that, كل عام وانتم بخير. We have Ramadan. So during Ramadan, I know that we don't work very hard. So I will try to put the following in the week of Ramadan. First, review week. We are going no new material, just review. And quiz 3. Who was asking for quiz 3? Quiz 3, yes. So now you are ready before the final exam. And you are ready also to take a quiz during Ramadan. So you know how it is to take exams during Ramadan. Because I think your generation didn't take any exams in Ramadan, no? When you are small in elementary school? And the final exam are in Ramadan. What can we do?
لا على الأقل يعني يمكن واحد ما سوى زين بالكويز الأول.
I want to train you to take an exam during Ramadan so that the final exam is not your first trial. Because last time we had Ramadan during the school year was 30 years ago. طيب. خلاص, final exam are already set by the university. We cannot change it. So they will be in Ramadan until maybe you will have maybe 1 more week in Ramadan. Okay? So if you are interested to know, depends on you. Would you like to see what we are going to do in this class?
Yeah.
This is small. How can we make it bigger?
Full screen.
Okay. We try to talk to a computer. What is this? We cannot understand anything. Yes, those are the commands, the programming language. We are trying to program the computer. What is this code? What is this program going to do? The computer is going to read this language. This language is not like the language we talk to each other. This is a language that the computer can understand.
What's your name?
And then we do run. What happens when we press run? It compiles the program. It means it translates the program to machine language, and then it executes execution تنفيذ, and it writes welcome or whatever message I wrote here. But what if I add 2 more lines? So the program takes this message and writes. Cout means write on the monitor. This is what happened here, and we wrote welcome to CE100. I can add more lines. I can add who are you? So what do you think is going to happen if I run?
What's your name?
Yes. So it writes welcome to CE100. Who are you? So I'm going to write my name. So now what happens is that I enter the information inside the computer, but it doesn't do anything. So I must add 1 more sentence. And this is how we are going to learn. So we're going to write, for example, cout. Yes. Welcome, as you said. And then the name. And then a new line. We are going to study how we do this and why it works correctly. So now, if I run the program, it is going to say, who are you? I'm going to write my name, and it is going to write, welcome, your name. So now there is a conversation between us human and the computer. And this is what we are going to learn little by little until you get your A in this course, inshallah. Okay, thank you very much.